You didn't have a clue where they were from.
I didn't have a clue.
No.
I have no clue.
Just having a laugh, and then we'd spend the evening. In the evenings, we'd go out, have some food, and just go and got really drunk.
I still don't know.
Just
what
trying
I'm
to
gonna do
find
in life.
something to do.
Yeah.
At a place. I mean, when I was in Finland, there was 4 people in my room,
Yeah.
all in bunk beds.
Yeah.
It was. Traveling. I think we should leave that whole bit in. Right, traveling. So we're going to be talking a little bit about traveling, about how to travel, different ways of traveling. I think the first thing we should go over is, imagine you are let's say you're 18.
Imagine you're a plane.
Something mental. Imagine you're 18 / 22. Nothing in between, nothing outside of those ages. It's either 18 or 22, because at 18 you've either just left school, and you don't know what to do, or you're 22, you just left uni and you don't know what to do.
That's great. Yep.
You could either get a job straight away, or you can do something that's going to kind of give you life experience and kind of you're going to learn things from. And one of the options you're going to have is traveling. So what would you do if you were in that position and you're thinking about going somewhere? Where would you go? How would you do it? How would you say someone should do it?
Well, first of all, I think I need to touch on a lot of parents telling you, because I definitely experienced this, telling you, no, you can't do that. You gotta get something under your belt. You gotta get a profession before you start doing that, so you have something to fall back on.
And I think they're right to an extent.
They're right to an extent, right? But it's them saying, you know, it's not too late. You can work on a profession later on in life, not later on, but later 20s than your early 20s, because you might not be a disaster. You might be a disaster. Who knows? But don't worry too much. Don't pressure yourself too much on can't travel because I've got nothing to fall back on. Sometimes going out there with no plan B is the best case. Just plan A, stick to it, whatever. Anyway, so traveling, we touched on it a bit before, didn't we? But I would definitely say you need to work. You don't want to just travel and do nothing.
No.
You need to have something. You need to work. It also helps earning some money and having that. Instead of you doing a job before, saving up, then traveling and just spending all your money doing absolutely nothing.
Because that's generally a lot of the model for people. This is more people coming out of uni, I think.
Yeah.
Because people come out of uni, they're like, shit, I've got to get a job now. Just been like partying and having a laugh.
Exactly.
At university for the last 3 years. They need to actually do something.
The way I view it is, people that have gone to school to sixth form to uni, they haven't really experienced working life. Uni is technically
you haven't lived on your
school.
own, and if you did live on your own at uni, you probably lived in an
accommodation
with a bunch of other people who
yeah.
didn't know how to live on their own, so the kitchen was a mess. And I've done 2 days at uni. That's all I've done, and it was just chaos.
Every time I visited my boys at uni, it is just a social fucking. It's a social.
There's no responsibility taken. There's no cleaning. There's no washing.
Every single person I met was not worrying about. Was not organised.
No,
was not organised with their work. Was not organised with anything. Was always just like, oh, my assignment's due tomorrow. I'm gonna do it tonight.
Midnight. Oh, get a couple of Red Bulls. Yeah.
It was never Anyway, but you need to work and travel. I think is the best way forward. And do it that way.
Should we touch on what we did for a job?
Yeah. So. Yeah, do you want to begin?
Yeah, go on then. So we were actually working already together in the UK.
We were working in the UK.
And then we decided to
in a warehouse.
Go abroad and go and work abroad. So we ended up going to Finland.
We did.
We worked for a lovely little travel company.
We did.
Canterbury
Travel.
We should name them.
Said it now. Shout out.
We said it now. Shout out.
You've got no issues with them absolutely amazing.
Yeah, great.
All the
company.
management, amazing. We can't say
Yeah.
that for every company.
So this
I can't
company,
say that for every company I work for.
no, absolutely not. But
But
this
that
company
company,
did holidays for families going
families
to
for Lapland.
Lapland, which is like Santa's home.
Big up, big man, Santa.
Big up, big man Santa.
Yeah.
All three of them.
All three of them, yeah, multiple Santas.
And so our job was probably the coolest job in the world. We drove snowmobiles around.
Yeah.
We drove husky sleds around.
Yeah. Looked
we-
after some huskies.
And we kind of
Whipped
like
some
drove around in
snowmobiles.
vans and
Mercedes murky vans, blacked out,
setting everything up so
Yeah.
that when all the coaches arrived with all the
making fires.
guests,
innit?
everything was ready. Yeah,
Everything was
fires,
ready,
keeping people
so
warm,
Guests turn
keeping
up
people
on,
alive. To be fair, because it was
yeah.
so. I mean, this is minus 15 weather. It was harsh.
And
it
it
was
got
hard. It was
down,
hard
it
work. It was
got down
hard
a lot.
physical work, and it
A
was
lot colder than that as well, didn't it? Some days.
yeah. It got really, really cold. It was
Yeah.
hard physical work, and it was tough. And we were there for 2 months, and I mean, I really enjoyed it.
Out in the snow,
Yeah,
deep snow. So it really was like, dangerous. It was dangerous to
Yeah.
work out in that environment. Some days you're out there, minus 20 degrees weather, and you're out there for hours, So you got to really dress like carefully, make sure you're wrapped up, but not too much, because you don't want to sweat, and then your sweat freezes in that cold weather. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. What do you feel like that experience taught you about life, about things you can take outside of it?
It was the first bit of working traveling I did, wasn't it? That was my first one I did.
Yeah.
You did a few things before that. It just changed me for the better. I can't really pinpoint the moment stuff changed, or when I really, it was kind of a slow process. I got there, just made me, I don't know, made me more resilient. You had to just firm the cold, and you had to no, you really had to push yourself. You had to push yourself past being uncomfortable. And the whole, you're not gonna be comfortable in life a lot of the time.
No,
and you need to be able to deal with uncomfortability and not being comfortable, and yeah, you need to learn how to deal with that.
Yeah.
And make it normal,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really good. And I think that's why our recommendation for people would be go and do something difficult whilst
Go
traveling.
do something difficult.
Something hard. And also the other thing was I saved money doing that.
We did.
I just like having the time of my life. I'm not spending any money, and I'm getting paid, and I'm not.
Yeah, so this company that we worked for, it pays for the flights, accommodation, and food.
So that's the other thing, is we were net zero at the end.
Net
No,
zero.
actually we're up. We're up by the end of it.
The only thing you're spending money on is alcohol.
Yeah.
Really.
So I mean,
a little drink.
If you're 18 or you're 22 and you're coming out of uni or you're coming out of school, you don't want to be. If you're coming out of uni, you don't want more debt.
No.
Because you're already pretty heavy in debt.
And
if you're coming out of school, you don't want to start getting debt, because what's the point in that?
No.
So I think that's probably why it's such a good way to do it.
It's a really good way to do it.
Really good way.
Solid company that will look after you, and you can save some money while working and experiencing and meeting amazing people. I've met some of the best people I've met in my life so far from traveling, from doing that. And yeah, you just get out of your hometown, because you look around your hometown wherever you live, a lot of people doing the same thing, and a lot of people falling into that trap of falling into the same kind of people. There's not really a mixture of people. Everyone likes the same things, likes doing the same things. Everyone's trying to be this type of person. And as soon as you travel, you meet all kinds of people, and you realize, hold on a minute, from other countries, and it's just a different world, isn't it? You start to see how people live in different countries, and it really opens your mind up.
The thing that I found interesting, it's kind of calling you out a little bit here.
Go on.
But it's kind of an interesting point. But when we got to Finland, and obviously there's loads of people from all over the place.
Yeah.
Like Scotland, you know what I'm going to say?
I think
Scotland,
so.
Ireland, Spain.
Yeah.
Where else are people from? Romania. Like just loads of places, like all over the UK as well. Because if you stay in this one place in the UK, you're with the same people, the same accent, the same way of thinking, same way of talking.
Yeah.
When we went out there were so many people from all over the UK. You didn't have a clue where they were from.
I didn't have a clue.
No,
I have no clue.
like one of them would start talking to you, and you'd be like, "Where are they from, Max? I haven't got a clue. Are they from Ireland?" I'm like, "No, Dan, they're from Scotland." What do
Yeah.
you mean Ireland?
Yeah.
Or like
I
they
don't
were
have
from
any
Birmingham,
concept.
and you had no concept. And
that might just be me being a bit stupid, but I had no
it's not,
concept
because
on,
you haven't had any experience.
accents.
You hadn't had
Yeah.
any experience prior to that of
No.
different accents. Like I'd done traveling in the past, and so I'd been with a lot of sort of people from up north and places like that.
Yeah,
So I was very, very used to it. A lot of my best friends were from up north, so I kind of like I knew where people were from. I
Yeah.
could pinpoint kind of where their accents were from, and you didn't have a clue.
I have a fucking clue, man.
You thought a Scottish person was Irish,
American or some shit.
the
I
Irish
thinking
person was American.
some Scottish people sound American. I don't care. They do. So if they have like American
I don't know if I
twang
agree
to
with
it,
that.
nah.
I think the
Nah,
Irish
nah,
can.
nah, nah.
I'd agree with
Oh, maybe Irish. See, I'm still getting confused.
Scottish, I don't think.
Scottish. I think it's the Irish. Yes, it's the Irish. Look,
But the whole
still
point,
don't know.
the reason why I'm
But,
saying that is just like you didn't have that concept of like
I know the concept.
knowing where people
knowing
were
where
from.
people
That's
are
not
from.
that wasn't your fault. That was just because you hadn't really moved
Now
away.
I can pick
And
it
I was
up.
exactly the same when I was my first season, because my first season was 7 years ago when I first moved abroad. I was literally just turned 18, and I went out to Tenerife, and I didn't have a clue where people were from. I had no idea. I had to ask people. I had to be like, "Where are you from?" And they're like, "Oh, from Liverpool." Clearly, it's like now that accent's really obvious to me, like the Geordie accent, Liverpudlian accent. It was really obvious, but
It's obvious.
back then it wasn't.
No.
The only one that I probably knew was Scottish because I had like a Scottish uncle. Other than that,
Yeah, if you've never experienced like many other people, you've got family that live in a different part of UK or something, you're not going to experience other accents, and that's definitely I never had any other mates apart from the mates I have in my area. They all sound like me, and as soon as I went away, all these lovely different sounding people, I'm like, wow, where are you from? Yeah, oh, it is.
loving it.
So yeah,
Yeah.
and it makes you stand out as well, because you've almost then got a personality. There weren't many people from London.
No,
There
wasn't. I've always found
working
that.
away.
Yeah, I found that a lot of these places there's a lot of Northerners, isn't there?
Yeah, it made it nice. You know, I mean, everyone that's in London knows that London is an absolute shithole. But if you're outside of it, it sounds cool. You know, they're like, "Oh, where are you from? I'm from London. Oh, you're from London." You know, and it definitely definitely a conversation starter.
Yeah, exactly.
For people, it's clean slate, innit? If you want to work on yourself, and you're like, oh, almost want to be a new person, going away and not knowing anyone, no one knows who you are, no one knows your background, no one knows what you do for a job previously, before it, or currently, if your job allows you to leave and travel for a bit. No one knows what you're doing, so you can almost start again.
Yeah,
and act the way you want to act. Don't act fake. Don't be, but like you can. I know for me, I felt like I changed a lot from school and from where I am now, and a lot of people view me from the way I was in school. So they've seen the way of seen the way of acting in school and all this stuff, and they view me as that person. And then I've changed a lot since then, and traveling away, all of a sudden, all of that judgment from people thinking that you're this person is different now, because they don't know who you are. So it's a new experience for you as well. And you can tell people, you can give off as much as you want to give off. You can let people know as much as you let know. People haven't seen some cringy videos of you doing dumb shit, or like, shit like that, and you're a whole different person. No one knows who you are.
No one knows. You can be anyone you want to be.
Anyone you want to be, kind of. So
yeah,
it's quite nice.
It's quite freeing, isn't it?
It is freeing.
All the you can leave anything that's kind of like feels like a weight attached to you, or anything you're embarrassed about from being here that people know about you. You go abroad and you don't know anyone. You could just be whoever you decide to be. I'm this person. I'm Max from this place. Okay, but now I'm going to be Max, who's soft-spoken. People I help everyone with the work. I'm kind to people. People want to be around me, and it's like you can literally change. You
And
can have a, you can be a
can
completely
literally
different person,
change your mentality, and you come home and you're still that
and then
person.
you can be that person when you come
Be
back.
that person when you come back.
You can transform.
That's a very important part as well. I can speak from
Bit
experience.
of a baptism of fire, isn't it?
Ooh, yeah, yeah. I can speak from experience. Going before I went out there, I was definitely more awkward and stuff like that. And I might have not been more awkward, but I felt more awkward. And I felt like the way people viewed me at home was like that. Whether they did or not, I don't know. But going out there, all of a sudden, I could be new again. No one knows who I am, so I could change the way I feel about myself, and I was more out there.
We went out there and we just went full
We
on.
went
didn't
full on. We said when we went there, we said, "Look, it's a fresh slate. No one knows who we are. We need to go out there and we need to be the guys, do we?"
We were like, we're
"We
going
need
to be the
fucking
guys. I've never been the guys.
never been the guys. We were gonna be the fucking guys, and
Guess what we were?
we were the fucking guys.
The guys.
We were the guys, and that we were, and yeah, it was easy, man. Like,
I had a lot of
people.
friends out there. I had a lot of,
Yeah,
in comparison to how many that how well I got on with people like here. That Finland was I'm going to be this person. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to work hard at being.
I'm gonna paint a
confident.
picture of who I want to be.
People are going to think Max is that kind, confident, hard-working person. I'm going to be that person for 2 months. I'm going to do it solid.
And
it went really well.
I can say from sitting where I was sitting, sitting in this seat, that is who I viewed you as.
Yeah,
that is.
Mate, I saw you grow big time.
Thank you.
Big time, because obviously going in as a 19-year-old, who's not done, he hadn't done anything like that before.
No.
You're trying to come out of school. I don't know what you were like in school.
No.
But not, I don't want to necessarily say you were unconfident. You
I definitely wasn't confident. I was a little nerd. No, I wasn't a nerd, but I was definitely in the nerd category.
But we sat down and we had an actual conversation. We are going to be these people. We are going to be the guys that everyone's like, oh man, Max and Dan. Where are Max and Dan? Like,
I was very quiet in school. Very quiet.
It's amazing though that we made a conscious effort to not be that.
We took that on board, realised that don't want to be this way. Gonna go out there and be a different person.
Because I feel like we've both grown up being quite sort of quiet and introverted. I know that I am. I know that us doing this podcast, we kind of felt a little bit like
it's going against kind of how we.
Yeah, massively.
Because I know I'm still an introvert, 100%. I don't enjoy approaching people at all.
Man, it's hard.
But you do need to force yourself to sometimes, when the moment's right.
Yeah. I mean, we were just like going up to people saying, hi, you're right, what's your name? Bang.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it wasn't that we weren't scared. We were scared. I felt fucking nervous going up to people and just being like, hi, you're right, what's your name? Blah, blah, blah. As a sort of social introvert, that's quite hard to do.
It's hard.
But sometimes you've got to do it.
Yeah.
You've got to do it. And just see how it goes. And since I've come back from there, life's been a lot easier. Socially, life has got a lot easier. I feel a lot better about things.
Yeah. I've come home and I've started a new job recently, and I've noticed a lot of people don't acknowledge you and they don't say, oh, hi, are you new? My name's this. They kind of just act like you've been there. And then I've started to be like, oh, hi, what's your name? And they kind of all taken back because the new guy is asking who they are.
He's storming in there. They've
been there for like however many, a year or however long. And I'm walking in going, what's your name? Like, what's your name? And
it's got to be done sometimes.
It's a great trait.
It's a great trait to have. Most people are quite. I think most people are introverted.
I think they are.
I think it's.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenon when someone's really, really extroverted, like, and it's kind of always been that way.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as common as the opposite.
Agreed.
I think it's something you really have to work on to be able to be confident.
You really do. Even like fake it till you make it. I think a lot of people are introverted and want to be extroverts, so they're just extremely in your face.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the way to be. I don't think you should be in people's faces.
Well, it's the kind of the polar opposite.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
You push the wrong.
It's pushing too far the other way.
Yeah.
And if you can be if you're an introvert and you develop yourself and you you have the ability to have extroverted traits, that is going to benefit you so much. So much.
So much. You've got
And I
this
think-
good balance between laid back, you know,
Yeah.
in touch with yourself, and
And you can teach yourself to do this.
yeah,
You can teach
and then
yourself this.
you can.
It takes a lot of work, and it takes putting
time.
yourself in a lot of sort of stressful, scary, awkward sometimes situations.
Yeah.
But eventually it gets easier, and it gets easier, and it gets easier.
Kind of got when you're in awkward situations and stuff, you've got to almost step back from your mind. Your mind's telling me, "Oh my god, this is horrible. I'm feeling really awkward. This looks horrible. This looks bad." You almost got to sit in the uncomfortableness, right? Sit in it and just step back. Think, this is uncomfortable. I know it is. What am I going to do about it?
Deep breath, and go again.
We're going to go. I'm going to slow my talking down. Sometimes I definitely felt like it when I speak to some people. I think my first impression hasn't been the great impression. Like I might have stumbled on my words, saying hi or something like that.
Yeah.
And they're talking, and I notice my heart rate's beating a little bit faster than usual. And I just sit back and I notice that, and I think, wait a minute, calm down. Let's sit in this uncomfortableness. Let's reel it back a little bit. Let's go again. Let's, next time I open my mouth, it's not gonna be, it's gonna be, oh yeah, okay, calmer, and take that nervousness down.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Where's the coolest place you've worked abroad, would you say?
It's got to be Finland.
Yeah,
it's got to be
Finland.
Finland. Yeah,
No,
we haven't really spoken about anything else, so that kind of
because you've been to how many places have you been to? Three. You've
worked in Finland, then we worked in Rhodes for 3 months.
Rhodes in Greece.
And then Mallorca in Spain for 3 months, and then did a month training in Turkey. So if you want to count Turkey, then yeah. But
what do you find is going to teach people more, the cold or the heat?
It's the cold, man. Everyone likes the heat.
Loads of people can deal with the heat. You've got a pool, you can jump in.
Beaches, you got pool, you got sunshine. It's beautiful. You get a tan. You look good. It's great. But the cold, I prefer the cold.
It's unescapable.
Yeah, it's there. I just love everything about the cold. To be honest,
doing the job we did, that was 8 hours outside.
Yeah.
There's no other than like the fire. You didn't have any other time.
Yeah, no.
Indoors or
sometimes you get lucky and you might have the van you drive. You might have that parked up at your location.
It's not guaranteed. Though.
But it's not guaranteed, and you can't obviously let guests see there's a van there. Because that's not allowed.
Yeah, because Santa doesn't have vans.
Exactly.
Santa didn't have vans.
That they're like,
yeah,
out in the wild, and Santa lives in the woods, and the elves come out of the woods and stuff. So yeah,
we weren't elves though. We were rangers.
Elves. We were Arctic rangers.
Which meant we had to kind of like people. So the guests viewed us as like these kind of adventurers who drive around on snowmobiles.
Yeah.
So we kind of had to keep that.
G as fuck.
Yeah, we had to keep that sort of.
We gotta keep that
persona.
Yeah, that we're there helping Santa. We deal with the cold because we're human and we feel the cold. Whereas the elves were supposed to not feel the cold, and they were wrapped up very well. They had very good elf costumes that were insulated and stuff.
Oh yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think next thing I think we should think about is when people go travelling. Like if you don't know what you're going to do in life, I came out of school not having a clue.
I still don't know.
Just trying to find something to do.
Yeah.
I mean, just doing anything. Like
this is my something.
This is our something. Like we're just doing something.
We're doing something.
we're putting something out there.
We said for the longest time we wanted to talk about shit like this, so now we're doing it, and it's nice knowing that we're doing something that we all enjoy.
Yeah.
Whether this gets anywhere or not, we're enjoying doing it, and it's fun. So.
Well, I like to hope that people will be able to listen to this and be like, "Oh yeah, this is nice and chilled. Like let's just have the sort of general conversation with a couple of normal people thinking about stuff that some normal people think about. I mean, some of the stuff's going to get a bit wild.
Yeah. Sometimes you might say stuff that other people are like, oh.
Yeah, but just
that's
being
your
truthful. Yeah, that's your problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
Mm.
But what do you think? So I've kind of touched on how. What about your summer seasons? How were they different to the winter ones, do you think?
The summer ones, I think I learned less on the summer ones. I was very young when I did the
Yeah,
summer
you did
seasons,
summer
and
first, didn't you?
I had no clue what I was going to do. I was going to go uni because I was like, I'll just do something at uni. I'm so happy I didn't go because I didn't really know what I was going to do,
Yeah.
and I probably would have done some bullshit. It would have got me nowhere or got me somewhere that I didn't want to get to.
Yeah.
In debt. So in the end, I just ended up going to Tenerife on my 18th birthday. Literally flew out to Tenerife on my 18th birthday.
Lovely.
And looking back on it, I was a child, man. I didn't understand anything about the world. I had not a clue.
Yeah.
How to look after myself, how to live on my own. I didn't really know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd lived on my own quite a bit at home, kind of from the age of 14. I'd had a reasonable amount of time on kind of living just me. But still, I wasn't there yet. I
No.
wasn't quite there yet. And yeah, it was a massive eye opener, and it was pretty. Yeah, I did learn a lot from my first season, that's for sure. Second and third season were more just a lot of fun and a lot of stories. I've got so many funny and interesting stories from that.
Yeah.
And the amount of times, I mean, I came to visit you when you were in Rhodes, and I'd also previously done
Worked
a season
in the same place.
in Rhodes a few years beforehand, and the amount of stories I've realised I've got that ended with "and I almost died." It's just like ridiculous amounts. Like whether it's like going under a cave underwater and then nearly getting attacked by a lionfish, or getting hit off my ped when I was driving around on a moped, or climbing over a wall somewhere, or sneaking in some abandoned hotel and getting chased by security dogs. Like there's just so many stories. Like I nearly died here. Oh, I nearly died here. Oh, I nearly died here.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's almost like
it was good. I think it teaches you a lot. Nearly died, and it gives you so many cool stories. Yeah, and it develops your personality, because I feel like I felt like I was no one when I first started doing this. So I was like, who even is Max McCarthy? Like, who is he? What who's he trying to be? What does he want to be like? How does he want people to view him? And I didn't really know. And from doing them, I kind of learned that I like to make people trust me. I like to have a laugh with people. I like people to know that I will help them and I'll work hard, and it's not necessarily an issue for me. Like whenever people talk about, they're making me do this, making me do that. Oh, they want me to help them with this. It was like, help them. Not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to help you carry some stuff to the pool? Yeah, sweet, I'll do that. That was kind of like, and it was nice. Like everyone kind of was like, yeah, he helps people. Like it's good, and that's kind of like
good trait to have.
You develop who your personality is, and you don't really know until you go somewhere and do something, or really put yourself out there where your parents can't support you and they can't talk for you. You have to talk for yourself.
Yeah.
And that was good, because I mean, you're miles and miles and hundreds of miles away from anyone you know. I mean, I had none when I went out to Rhodes. I didn't know anyone.
No.
It was literally just me on my own. Like, yeah, let's see what happens. Oh, this is my team. Oh yeah, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Bang. Like, getting to know them, and they like wondering who I am, and I have to be a certain person, and the only person who can tell them who I am is me and how I act.
Yeah, the nail on the head there. Yeah, a lot of definitely a trait I picked up from summer season. Noticing that a lot of other people, like you said just a moment ago, they complain about doing stuff. A lot of time you just got to be like, well, let's do it, and then the problem's solved. A lot of the time, people, we've got to carry this now. We've got to go all the way over there. Oh, I can't be bothered.
Don't be that person.
Don't be that person.
Do not be that person.
Pick it up, do it, and the problem's solved. The problem goes away, and you've done it. You know? Don't be that person.
Don't whinge about working.
Don't whinge about shit like that.
Like, work your fucking ass off and enjoy every second of it.
Enjoy it. Yeah. And try to get that into your head as well, that it's all part of life, and try to enjoy it. Try to tell yourself you're enjoying it, even if you're not, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of the time abroad.
Because the thing, you'll go travelling. If someone like listens to this and goes, yeah, all right, I'm going to go travel, I'm going to work abroad, a bit like that'd be great. not all going to be great.
It's not going to be great.
Some of it's going to be. There's going to be some hard times. There's
Hard
going to be
times. I told myself
some rocky waves.
Yeah, I had quite a few days working abroad the summer season, which I didn't enjoy, and I felt quite peak. And then I sat there and I thought, how many people are actually doing what I'm doing right now?
Mm.
Very few have actually took the leap to go and work abroad on your own, and you know, you're getting paid to be in a hot country, and you where I stay is getting paid for, and the food's getting paid for. I'm very, very lucky.
Yeah.
And you just got to notice that and be like, cool. It was a bad day. Let's go again tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know?
And I guess you can apply that to just normal life as well.
Apply
if
it to
you're
normal
being
life.
At home, at school, whatever. Like, take it on the chin.
Take it on the chin. I'm
Go
always
again.
trying to think.
Take it on the chin. Go again.
Yeah. Always trying to think people have it worse off, and everyone's in shit. You know, everyone has shit situations. Everyone's. You know,
another
going
thing that
through
I'd
something.
think would be interesting to do for like people who are 18 and thinking about traveling is going and like doing like sort of charity stuff, going and
Yeah.
seeing kind of worse off parts of the world.
Yeah.
To give you come back with a completely different.
But the
perspective on things.
bit that I really hate about that, people that do that, and then they post it all over social media. I think that's
Yeah.
I think the negative effect to it is you almost anyone that does that, they might not be trying. That might be not what they're trying to put out there, obviously. But it looks like they're saying, "Look at me, I'm helping." You know what I mean? Look at me, I'm helping. Bad community, I'm such a good person. That's probably not what they're trying to put out there, but that's what it looks like to most people.
Yeah.
You've taken loads of pictures with worse off people. You posted them on your Instagram.
Look at me.
Look at me. I'm great. I'm helping out. When that's not what, it looks bad. If you are to do something like that, and I think, like you said, it's great. If you do something like that, just post very minimal on social media. It can have the wrong effect. Make people think different of you, you know?
Well, you can make yourself think differently as well. I think you can kind of think about yourself as like a sort of white knight.
Yeah.
Sometimes you've got to be a dark knight. You've got to do things in the shadows. You've got to help people when no one knows.
Do some Batman shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
But, I mean, helping people is better than not helping people.
Agreed, yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Lovely. Anything else you can think of for this one, travelling wise? We talk about boys/girls holidays.
Yeah.
And how to do it, why it can be good, and why it could potentially also be not so good.
Bad. Can do. Yeah, definitely. The boys' holidays, just be a lot of drinking and a lot of stupid behaviour, I think.
Yeah.
Which is, you do need a balance to make you feel youthful.
Which is
You're
fun.
young,
A bit of
you
that's
need to have
quite
fun. You need to do stupid shit.
In fact, I'd actually recommend that people do that at some point because it is
one lad's
fun.
holiday.
Yeah, and it's like you do kind of.
I guess you do, but I think at the point that I'm at now, I don't see how I would ever enjoy that.
No.
Maybe it's because I don't have the friendship group that I would have had.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's certain places
and
that I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to just do that. There's certain people who they'll go out till like 5 in the morning, get fucked up, and like, not do anything the next day.
me,
I'd want to do I want to do a bit of both. I want to do a bit of exploring like the city in the day.
Yeah.
If it's like a city trip, and then like partying, drinking in the evening.
Yeah, I wouldn't solely
till,
just
like,
want
2
to do
o'clock
that.
Get
Just
up the next
drinking.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my experience of a boys' holiday was
But
Prague.
you've been on a boys' holiday, right?
I have been to a boys'
can't
holiday.
really speak too much on it. I just have a negative opinion on it, I think.
Yeah, so I have actually done it, and it was fun. It was very fun, yeah. But I had the group I was with was a good group. It wasn't like let's get absolutely hammered every night and just not care about what we're doing during the day. It was like let's go and actually see Prague. Let's go and visit all the different parts of the city, and it was fun, man. We were running around Prague, like exploring everywhere, making jokes, having a laugh, and then we'd spend the evenings we go out, have some food, and just go and got really drunk. in like in clubs and stuff.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean, the brilliant thing about Prague was I get hangovers really bad.
Do you?
Anytime I drink a lot in this country, I get hangovers bad. In Prague, you can drink as much beer as you
You said the
like,
quality
and it like
of-
hydrates
yeah.
you, and you're like drunk and hydrated and like no headache the next day. It's fantastic. It's so much
The
fun.
quality of alcohol, I think, is better, isn't it?
Yeah, if you can do a boys trip, go Prague. Prague's the best one.
Prague, yeah.
Prague's so
You've
much
said
fun.
good things about Prague.
So
But
that
I
was
think
that was
they're
fun. But
better
we went.
boys trips because Prague is just a beautiful country and place.
Oh, it's an
This is what I
absolutely
mean.
gorgeous
Them
city.
stereotypical, you know, Magaluf and fucking
Shithole.
all them shitholes. Like,
There's nothing
you know,
beautiful there. I don't
No,
think.
no, man, they're fucking awful. All them party places. I
But
don't
saying
see.
that,
I don't
Magaluf
see.
is in Mallorca, and we know Mallorca's pretty
We
beautiful.
know Mallorca's amazing. That's
But
true.
how many people explore Mallorca and
That is
staying in
true.
Magaluf and partying? I think it's quite hard to do too.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Yeah,
But that's just my personal opinion. I don't think that would. I don't think I'd enjoy it
that's fair.
drinking. But somewhere like Prague,
Prague,
yeah,
yeah.
that's for me. You know.
Yeah, you need people who
You're
want to do the same thing though. You need a group of lads who
Exactly,
are on the
and-
same page who are like, boys, I don't just want to get absolutely fucked constantly. Let's not do that. Let's go and explore.
Mm.
You can go, yeah, let's have a you can have a healthy balance of the two, because I think when I went, we did have a really good healthy balance of the two. There were some nights I was absolutely smashed, and it was proper. It was very, very funny.
Funny.
It was very fun.
Mm.
But like we were always home at a time that was like we can get up at 10 in the morning next morning.
Yeah.
Like and because of the beer being such high quality, never got hangovers. Never
get
had a headache the
hangovers.
next day. Zero problems.
That's great, isn't it?
Which is crazy. I could drink 4 beers in the UK and I'll have a hangover,
Yeah.
guaranteed the next
Yeah.
day. Prague, I was 8. I think the first night we're like, yeah, we're not going to go mental. We're just going to, you know, have a like little nice chilled kind of night out, have a few drinks. We ended up out till 3 o'clock in the morning. We drank like 8, 9 beers.
They're the best,
like,
though, isn't it?
Oh no!
When things are unexpected.
Yeah, we were like, we're gonna have a hangover tomorrow.
And you
Like, let's take it easy tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we woke up the next day and we're like,
we're sweet.
we're sweet, we're fine. Let's go visit Prague Old Town.
Yeah.
It's Old Town Square. Let's go. Fine.
Sick.
But there was one person who drank vodka, and he was not feeling great the next day. Sunglasses on,
See, that's
walking
the
around
thing,
like
them spirits, innit?
Don't drink spirits if you
Drink
go to Prague.
spirits,
Drink
man.
the beer. The beer's great.
Spirits will fuck you up.
Beer
wherever
does not
you are
give
in
you
the world.
hangover. Yeah,
Yeah.
really good. Really good film. Now we'll go somewhere. We'll go somewhere and we'll trial this model.
We'll trial this. We'll put this to the test.
We'll trial this model of drinking / exploring
Agreed.
and not going to having a healthy balance of the two.
Agreed. And we'll let you know.
And we'll document it.
Yep.
And we'll do a podcast the next day when we wake up.
We'll do it there. Yeah, there you go. We'll
wake
do it
up.
there.
Dan, have you got a hangover? And you'll be like either yes or no. Like, Max, fuck off. I can't do this.
Podcast will be 2 minutes long.
Like, just forget it. We're not doing this.
Yeah, we can't do this.
No, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
See how it goes.
That'd be interesting. But yeah, and it can. I wouldn't say it was the most eye-opening teaching experience that I've had. It was more just a lot of fun, and maybe I guess it developed my personality a little bit, like everything does. But yeah, it's definitely going and working somewhere was the best thing.
Yeah,
best thing.
Yeah, agreed.
Absolutely.
I definitely think it's needed. It's needed at some point in your life, earlier better than later.
Early better than later.
So it can actually develop your brain.
You want to do it when you got no money, I think.
Yeah.
Because
we didn't have any money going out. I definitely didn't have no money.
it's fun, isn't it?
And yeah.
Because there'll come a time where you have money and you're able to afford like comforts in life and going on holiday and have
being
a nice hotel
stuff
and having like flying like nice whatever upper class or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas when you go and work there with no money, it's like they just put you on any flight and you're like, cool, I'll
deal with it.
Sit wherever, and then you're living in a place. I mean, when I was in Finland, there was 4 people in my room,
Yeah.
all in bunk beds.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was well funny. There was
Bunk
like
beds. I was a little bit lucky.
one toilet
Yeah.
/ shower.
It's 3 of us
4
in my
bunk
room.
beds. Yeah.
But yeah, you was bunk bed style.
Yeah.
Straight, like, cramped.
Like military
Your
living.
room was smaller than my room, and I had less people in it.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good.
It was good, but it's you know, it's hardening yourself. You know.
Yeah, that's how you should live. I mean,
Yeah.
I enjoyed every second of it, and I wouldn't change any of it for the world.
Yeah.
Wouldn't make it any more comfortable or less comfortable, and I'd do it all over again. And the reality is, let's say I'm 45, 50 years old, and I've got money, I can't recreate that experience, and I'll never be able to do anything that's probably as much fun as that experience of working and living in a bit of a shithole.
That's something what money can't really buy.
No, it's
His experiences
the
like
people. You can't buy the people to be there. You can't.
Nah.
You can't recreate that experience with money.
No.
Which is interesting because there's a lot of things that money is good for, but you can't. There's certain things
money can't buy that. Yeah.
You can't recreate that.
You really can't.
And yeah, it's important, and it was great. It would be an interesting business idea if we could recreate that. We could give people that experience, make them pay for it.
That's true, because I suppose you'd get older people. Older people that want to experience that again, or never got to the chance to experience that.
Because I remember talking.
Throw them on a shit flight.
Yeah.
Take them to like
put them through shit, and then be like, you're gonna be friends afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be funny.
That would be
not
funny.
That it was shit. It was great, but it was hard work.
Yeah.
But then I don't know. Yeah, it would be a hard sell.
It would be.
But at the same time, it's honestly amazing, isn't it? So telling people they're going to work and pay us.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would work. Right. True. Lovely. I think that wraps that up.
I think that wraps that one up. Yeah.
Wraps that up.
Sweet.